Good, good evening. Hello. Hi, conscious creators. It's Thursday. It's Thursday night, October the 6th, 2022. And it's time for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. Uh, back. I've been gone for a few weeks, but it's good to be back. Hope everybody's doing well and getting nice and comfortable with this nice fall weather that we're getting here in the metro Atlanta area. It's kind of nice to have a little kind of cool off a bit, huh? And get out and walk those evenings and sometimes in the mornings, at midday. It's got to be comfortable now. Things are cooling down, cooling off a bit. So happy fall 2022. And I hope everybody, again, is having a wonderful week and getting ready for an upcoming wonderful weekend. Hope today was great for you. Hope it was great for you. Anyway, it's good to be back. I hope you all got a chance to visit with the doctor or tune in with the doctor last week. Dr. Amber J was here. Aloha from Hawaii. I want to thank her for all the information, the great information that she gave us in regards to our chakras and our chakras. And I was taking notes. And if you didn't get to see her, you can catch her on our YouTube channel. And that's Team Conscious Creators. The same, I think you can find a blue man there on Team Conscious Creators and check her out. Check that the video out. She was talking about our personal energy and which is our chakras and kind of giving you some do's and don'ts and kind of identifying some of the things that happen when you get those chakras blocked or when it's not balanced. And she was giving you information about the foods and the colors and some of the exercises and things movements that you can do to maintain a balanced energy system. Anyway, but thank you, Dr. Amber J, for joining us and broadcasting all the way from Hawaii. Who wants to go to Hawaii? I do. Anyway, save a place for us over there on the beach, and we thank you also for all the beautiful sceneries and all the beautiful pictures and videos and just the photos that you share with us from lovely Hawaii. But we're thinking about coming on over there. Maybe we may bring a crew and come over and kick around on the beach. Maybe you can show us some of those volcanoes. Not too active though, but I don't mind seeing them anyway. Anyway, tonight, tonight we are going to talk about, they're talking about manifestation, and that's I love talking about it. I love being intentional and purposefully doing manifesting my life and my reality and things that I want to do, want to have, and want to be in my life. I get really excited about it, and I try to do as much research as I can to keep myself aware, conscious, and awakened to all of the awesome benefits and all the tools that's available to me or for me for manifesting. Okay, because I am the captain of my ship, and I know you are too, because you're just as a you're awakened, conscious, and aware, just like I am, and that's why we call you conscious creators, because you do it with purpose and you do it with deliberation. Okay. So anyway, tonight we're talking about manifestation, but we're gonna talk about it from the front end of it. I know there's a lot. There's tons and tons of books, tons and tons of information out there on the web, and in the libraries and just all over, uh, that kind of gives you how to manifest, right? And it's good to know. It's good to know. I did a session on last couple of Sundays ago at ITC. We talked about how to manifest like the masters manifest, and I talked about some of our masters like Jesus and Neville and Wayne Dyer. Just talked about kind of comparing the things that they say about manifesting. But tonight we're going to talk about wishing and hoping and wishing and talk about how that what role does wishing and hoping have in manifestation, or does it have a role? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I'm not gonna prolong it. Kind of I'm really trying to work on streamlining, because we're getting ready to start some live podcasts from our YouTube channel, and we want to kind of keep it down to about 20 to 30 minutes. So tonight I'm not gonna shortchange you, but I'm gonna try to stay on point here. Anyway, Wishing and hoping and hoping and wishing. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive a thing that you might be wishing for. No one is ready. No one, no one is ready for a thing, anything, nothing at all, until he believes or she believes that she can get it or he can get it and have it. All right. So there is a difference. There's a difference between wishing for it and being ready to receive it. All right. It's a big difference. And again, nobody's ready. Nobody is actually ready to to get it, to receive, until they believe that they can have it. And the state of mind, or the state that should proceed or will proceed, in all cases will proceed, you having what you want and having what you desire, what you dream about, what you want to manifest and bring into your life. That state of mind has to be belief. And there's no such state, by the way, of wishing. And when I kind of tell you, kind of remind you of how that process wishing goes, you're gonna realize that it's really not a state, but belief is a state, and belief will always precede a manifestation. All right. So if you don't believe, you're not going to manifest. I guess some of my clients call me up, and we'll talk about their manifestation, and obstacles, and some of the things that get in the way of manifesting. And they get kind of frustrated because they say, I believe, Gene. I know that I believe. And I feel like I'm worthy of this, but I don't see it. And I say to them, I say, well, maybe, just maybe, you think you believe it, but somewhere down in your subconscious, you don't believe it. Because if you if that's lined up, if your subconscious and your conscious and awareness agrees with it, you believe. You believe. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that tonight. But anyway, for those of you who know me, and you've heard my messages in the past, uh, my message has always been, and it probably will always be, the the knowing and the belief of the truth of who we are, who you are, who we are, we and whose we are, and what we are. That's my main message, is to broadcast and to announce and to proclaim and to remind you and to recall to you, have you remember who, what, and whose you are. And and we are indeed unlimited, unrestricted, created beings. We are created by our Creator, made by our Creator, in the image of our Creator, and we're made out of the same stuff that Creator is created and made from. And thereby, we can do, and we can have, and we can be all that our Creator can do and have and be. Our Creator, our source, our Father, our God, divine, the great I am, withholds absolutely nothing from us. Absolutely nothing is withheld from us. And we are only limited and only restricted by what we believe about our Father and our Maker, our Creator, our source. We believe our source is all powerful. I believe my source is all powerful. I believe my source can do all things, all things. Absolutely nothing is impossible to my source, my Creator, my God, my Father, my great I am. And I know that if everything is possible for God, my source, my Creator, then it's also possible for me. Nothing is impossible. Only those things that I fail to believe or fail to acknowledge and be aware and recognize and be in agreement with my total self, my whole self. Therefore, I am my Father's child. I am the product. I am the created of my Father, and I can do, and I can have, and I can be all that my Father can have, and so can you. Just remember that it's belief, and as to who and what and who your Father is, and what He is, and how powerful and all omnipotent that He is, that you can also walk in that same that sameness, the same, because you are one. You and your Creator are one. So so we believe that we believe it, and we don't wish it. We don't wish that we are like our Father because we are. We don't have to wish it. We can believe it, and if we want to go better, one better, we can know that we are. We can know without a doubt that we are the created of our Father, and that we're just like our Father, just like our Creator, just like our Maker. There's nothing, absolutely nothing is withheld from us. We can do what Father can do. We are aware of that. We're conscious of that. We know that, and consequently, we do what Father does and the Creator does. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wishing and hoping and wishing. And I don't want to come across telling you that no thinking, no wishing around here, no hoping around here. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to say that because that's what we do. I think that wishing and hoping comes probably easy for us. Sometimes it comes easier than sometimes even, you know, really holding on to a thought. We can wish. I want, I wish. I'm hoping. How many times in the course of a day do you say that to yourself, to somebody else? Or how many times do you hear someone else proclaim that they wish? I wish for, I wish, I wish for, I wish I should, I wish I could, I wish, I wish, I wish. We can do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, to move from wishing and hoping to manifesting and receiving and having what you wish for, right right in the middle of that, somewhere in the middle of that, you got to believe it. You got to believe it. Wishing is not going to get it done for you. It's not going to get it. It's not going to bring it into your life. It's not going to cause those things that you want, that you don't have currently and presently, to come into your life just by wishing for it. It's just not going to happen. We have to believe. We have to believe that we can indeed, without a doubt or hesitation, have what we wish for. All right. So go on and wish. Make your wishes if you like. It's okay. But make sure that you have a belief that's tied into that wish. All right. So do you have what you wish for? Do you have what you hope for? Do your wishes come true? Can you say? Can you identify those wishes that have come true for you, or that's true in your life, that has started out being a wish? All right. If you can't, give me a shout. Let's talk about it. As they say, let's talk about it. See what we can do about identifying the block, or the obstacle, or the limitation, or the the misalignment with your conscious and your subconscious, because you have to have that alignment in order to see those dreams coming true. Again, there's nothing wrong with wishing or hoping. We all do it. We have at the least, we can say we have hope and we have wish and we wish. Sometimes we get caught up in that process of hoping and wishing, and basically hoping and wishing, again, it's not a state of being. It's just a process. It's just it's kind of like a bridge, or something that you do, something that you just do without it sometimes even giving too much thought. uh, Again, just think about how many times during the course of a day you may hear yourself say, I wish, or I hope, or I have hope, or hear someone else say, you got to have hope. I'm hoping for that. I hope so. I hope so. I wish so. I hope so. Sometimes we make that process a ritual. We do. And as I was thinking about the wishing ritual, the wishing wells, the coins in the fountain kind of things that we do when we wish, I realized how silly they could be, and how foolish some of them can be, and even I felt a little nudge that I was kind of sometimes maybe it was a little waste of good energy and good time. You know, maybe I could put that time that I spend, you know, proclaiming and announcing all my wishes and doing those rituals and those things that um, make me feel warm and fuzzy. And that you know, I'm putting my wish out there. Okay, I'm putting my wish out there. But as I was thinking about it, I said, that's pretty silly, but we do it. We do it anyway, huh? We do those things. We wish on a star. We blow dandelions apart and those little petals and little dust. I call it dandelion dust, fly all over the place. And we make a wish on those as we're blowing out our candles for our birthday, the birthday candles. We even, not for me, I mean, I'll spot a coin if I'm walking along somewhere and I'll spot a coin. I'll step on that coin and close my eyes and make a wish. I'll grab that coin out before I put it in my pocket or throw it in my dash in my on my console on my in my car. You know, I made a wish on it, and I you know I can go back and I can look and I can find all kind of pennies, dirty dimes, dirty quarters that I picked up and I made a wish on. And I, you asked me what was the wish I made, I could not tell you for the life of me. Okay, so that's why I say sometimes it's just kind of silly. You know, it's a silly ritual that we do, but we do it, and it's fun. And again, I mean, the least I could say is I was cleaning out my car the other day, and I had a nice little load of pennies and coins that I picked up, and I made wishes on. And again, I have no idea what the wishes were that were associated with them, but I managed to buy myself a latte with it. You know. So, so if nothing else, you know, my picking up those coins and making the wish got me a treat anyway. So again, let me remind you you just cannot wish, you can't wish yourself a better life. You can't wish that new job. You just can't wish for a better tomorrow or that car or that trip that you're trying to take or that relationship that you're trying to improve or passing that exam at school or landing that job or that position. You can't wish it. You're going to have to manifest it or you're going to have to create it. That's how you do it. And in order to create, in order to manifest, again, wishing is not going to get it. You're going to have to. You're going to have to believe. We all know that we just can't wish our way into a better life. We know that we have to create it or manifest it. Because I personally don't recall ever that, reading that anything that said that in the beginning God wished for heaven and earth. I don't think that happened. I don't think that's how all of this beautiful earth and world and universe came about. The skies and the heaven and all there is in it by just a wish. Uh, I don't think that was it. I don't think that stopped there. I'm not saying that he didn't wish. I'm not saying that God didn't wish first, or didn't map it out, but I'm saying that to do a little bit more than a wish, okay? So I believe it says that God created the heavens and the earth and all that there is in it and in them, including you and I. You and I. God created them, that brought them into being. And in order for us to follow in Father's footsteps, we're going to have to find out how Father did it and do it like Father or our Creator did it. So, what is a wish? What is a wish anyway? What are we doing when we wish? I call a wish a spark. I call it I said it's just a spark. And if you were like me and probably most folk, we probably get a ton of sparks all day, every day. But a spark, just a spark, is powerless to manifest and create. You can't manifest and create just with that spark. You're going to have some kindling, so to speak. Some kindling. I call it kindling, you know, that little wood, those little pieces and things that you start that little fire with. You got to have something to, you know, to start that fire with it. So you're going to have to have kindling, so to speak. And kindling such as your imagination and ultimately your belief. So the wish itself is simply a challenge to me. I look at it just a challenge for me to make something happen that I want to happen, to to start something that it's a challenge to me to start it, to get it started, to just just kind of start moving toward those things that I want, that I wish for, that I hope for. Just a challenge. And unfortunately, we wish so many things and so often and so just frivolously that more things than that we I know again I said if we really could stop and think about all the times that we make a wish and what those wishes are, you'd probably be like me. You could if you be like me now, thinking every time I see some coins on the ground and I pick it up and I throw it, throw the money. Again, I don't know what it amounts to, but if you could tally them all up and put them in a bundle or put them in a stack or a box or somewhere, you would find a whole, just probably overloaded, or you just have too much and too many. I remember when my daughter was a little girl, it was all she was her favorite phrase was, I wish I had. I wish I could. I wish, I wish, I wish. And I would listen to her and just, for a while I would laugh and then I, then I'm thinking, why is she's always wishing, why don't she, make something happen, all these wishes and I wish I had this and I wish I want that and I wish this. And I was thinking to myself, I said, if she had everything that she wished for, we wouldn't have enough space in the house to hold it all, right? So I think I got aggravated with her one day, and I don't know if it's so much aggravated, but I was laughing at her. I said, "Girl, you are the wishingest child I've ever seen." I said, "Everything is I wish, I wish, I wish." I said, "Why don't you just get it? Let's figure out how to get it." And I said, and I said, besides that, I said, wishing for it is not, you're not getting no closer to it. They're just words. Those just words, and they're not magic. But nothing's happening. You're not. I don't see none of that stuff that you're wishing for. So anyway, so I railed on with her about it for a bit, and she was kind of taken back a little bit. But I think that it kind of caught a little bit for her because she stopped saying that she wished so much, and then I started realizing that well, what can we got to do something about these wishes? Let's figure out how some of these things are kind of neat, nice to have and nice to wish for. So what I would start doing is I would start quizzing her a little bit, and she would say if she pop up and say there's something that she wished for, she wanted. I'd make her tell me what it looked like. What does it look like? What do you want it for? I would ask her about it. Make her elaborate on it. Make her prolong that wish into possibly by using her imagination and talking about it. Maybe she could move it up from a wish to a belief. And kids are. They're full of imagination, so it's easy for them to figure. To use their imagination and to come up with the things that they wish for and to put some kindling with it, if you would. Okay. My grandson has always, his thing was, I want to be a police officer. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer. And he's 11 now. And he's been talking about that since he was about 4 years old. I think he was fell in love with the police cars. I think that's what it was. But he says that to me. And I said, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice, noble wish to have for a little boy. And I went. I think that's a great encouragement to encourage him and to rah him and encourage him along and spur him along. But in order for him to meet the challenge of that wish, we kind of experience any of our children when our children say they wish something. It is it's up for us. What we should do is we should help them realize that challenge, realize it's a challenge, and help them nurture that belief because it's easy. Children automatically, when they say they wish for something, it's all it's very very magical because with kids they have such a vivid and operative imagination that it's easy for them to go from just saying that they wish something and actually in their mind's eye and in their whole being they can put themselves in that wish and see it and feel it and believe it. All right. So what we should do as parents or it's grown-ups or people that older people that listen and hear children talk about what they wish for, is to help nurture that belief, help nurture that challenge that they have, and nurture it because okay, a 4-year old is gonna that's 20 almost 20 years before they can actually be a police officer. So if we can hold that belief long enough for that time, that 20 age 21 to come along, and he's still believing it, he can magnetize that police uniform and those cars and those badges and all of that activity that he's dreamed about all those years, magnetize it to him because he's held that belief. So encourage your children to wish. Not like I did, don't scare them up and trying to make them understand what believe, imagine, wishing it. Help them understand or help them nurture their belief to keep it alive and keep it going so that they are ready to receive their wish come true when the time is when the season is ripe for that. When Elijah is 21, I expect him to be in somebody's uh, police academy learning how to be a police officer. Okay, I expect that of him. All right, because he's always said, he said it, and he says it even today, that he wants to be a police, and he decided that he wants his brother to be a fireman, and they're gonna be protecting the world. Okay, taking care of business. Okay. Well, anyway, we want, we wish to be, to have, to do, and in order to fulfill that desire, to answer and honor and take on that challenge, we have to take steps. We have to take steps to do it. Right? We can say that I want to be in I want, hey, I want this dress, and it's I'm a size 12 right now, and I saw this little cute little black dress at Macy's the other day, and it was a size 6, and I want to get in that thing. Okay, that's what I want. That's my wish. I wish I could have that dress. I wish I could have it. All right, I want it for my birthday or my Christmas outfit or whatever. So, do I believe I can do it? Well, in order for me to get that black dress, then I'm gonna have to believe that I can do it. Now, believing that I can get in a size 6 and I'm maybe a size 10 or 12, it's gonna take some getting there. Okay, so I gotta do some transformations, and I gotta do some adjusting, and I gotta be ready to receive that size 6 dress. Okay, from my size 10 or 12 or whatever I happen to be. So wishing again is just a spark. It's just the beginning. It's just the spark. I'm going to have to see myself. I'm going to have to use my imagination. As a grown up, we're kind of imagination challenged sometimes, or kind of we have a kind of a disability or dysfunctioning imagination, but it's okay. We can spark it. We can wake it up and get it back into operate getting it operating. But I have to see myself. I have to see myself in there. I have to know how I'm going to feel when I put it on. I have to I have to see myself walking into a room, and everybody's looking at me and saying, "It's a Jean, and she's lost it. She's she has lost some weight. She's down." And I have to see that. I have to hear it. I have to feel myself, blush and feel nice and warm when I've got that dress on and I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I have to see it. So I have to use my imagination to do it. And I have to mix that wish that I have for that black dress. I have to mix that wish with some imagination in order to get to move myself from just wishing for it to believing that I can do it. I have to imagine it. I have to really, sometimes, really, really, really imagine it so I can dream about it. I can think about it. And every time and if I'm really smart, I'll take a picture of it, and I'll know what it looks like, and so I can look at it whenever I need to look at it. And I might dream about it. I don't know. I'm going to use my imagination again. I'm going to put some kindling with my wish so that I can make that dream come true. Belief, again, a wish is just a spark, it's just a challenge, but it's the belief. The belief is what assures me. assures that whatever it is that I believe that I can truly have, right? And that's a wish. Again, a wish it's the spark. A wish is a hope, very similar to a hope. Hope is also a spark, just something that you hold on to until such time that that hope is moved into, that wish is moved in, upgraded to a belief, a desire for something to happen. Whereas again, a belief is is equipped with emotion, is equipped with visualization, is equipped with sometimes feeling and smelling and tasting. We can use our senses, all of our senses, to create an image or create that wish in in our reality, in our existence. Now we can experience it through our imagination. And honestly, your mind don't know the difference from when it comes right down to it. You start imagining. you, the more you imagine, the more and stronger that belief becomes. All right. So using your go in and wish. Not gonna tell you not to wish. That's a spark. Gotta spark it some kind of way. Okay. Wish for it, but don't leave that wish just hanging out there. And don't pick it up, put it in your pocket, and throw it in a glove box, and just and then wait to a month later, and you just kind of remember that you wished for it. If you're gonna wish, make it count, make it matter, make it something. And if you're not gonna, if it's just be a little bit more conscious and aware of I wish. All right. When you say I wish or I hope, just be aware of what you're saying, because I promise you, if God or the source or powers to be, the universe, could bundle up all the wishes that we've made and bring them back to us, we'll probably be just amazed at how many things we've wished for that's just lingering out there in the universe, out there just wandering around. Maybe she'll get back around to it, and maybe she'll give us a little kindling or a little passion or a little belief, a little emotion to go with that that relationship that she wanted, when she graduated from high school, or that degree that she was going to go get, that wish to become a doctor that she wanted when she was, playing nurse, and that with, all those. I mean, just really stop and think about all the wishes that you made, even with sometimes without really a second thought about them. But so don't waste a wish. Don't waste a wish. Make it happen. Graduate it and upgrade it to a belief, and bring it into your being, bring it into your experience. One of the greatest, one of the one of the greatest manifestors of all times said these words: "All things are possible to him who believes." You know, I I did do some research because I wondered how many times as the word wish was the word wish used in the Bible. And I have a big question mark about it. I'm gonna have to do some more research on it because I only found really truly about three. But I saw, but they gave me 200 some odd. But when I went back to look, I said, no, that didn't say wish. That said want. That didn't say wish. That said need. That didn't say wish. That said I have. It's a wish and a have and a need. Those are different. They're different. They're similar, but they're different. So the word wish was a very few times mentioned in the Bible, in the Old and the New Testament. Okay, but it was a couple of times. And but this particular time when Jesus was speaking to uh, his disciples in a particular situation, he said, all things, not some of the things, not some of the things that you want or desire. All things are possible to him that believes, not to him that wish or want or whatever desire, dream. He said, believe, 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 and you can have all things, anything that you want. Right? All things are possible if you believe, not hope or dream or want or wish. You must first believe that you will see the fulfillment of your wish if that's what you're going to do. If you're going to start with that wish, you have to believe. You have to get to a point where you're believing that you could have it. Otherwise, it's just a wish that you've dropped over you and you've forgotten about, or it's just lingering out there, waiting for the kindling of belief. All right. Now, you again, my clients will call me up sometimes and they'll say, Jean, how do I know whether I'm believing right? Because most of the time, I wish and I hope and I really, really, really feel like I'm believing, but I still don't see the thing that I wish for and hope for. What am I doing wrong? Well, I say again, if that happens to you, give me a call and we'll talk about those limiting beliefs, those obstacles that keep you from taking that spark of a wish and graduating it to a true, real, balanced and aligned belief. All right. When you believe, when you truly, truly believe, you manifest. Simple as that. If you believe it, you'll see it. If you believe it, if you truly believe it, you'll manifest it. If you believe it, you will bring it into your life and bring it into your experience. You'll have it. So no doubt about it. So if you don't see it, if you don't have it, then you're not believing. Simple as that. As simple as that. So your true and righteous belief always, always produce. You cannot not believe because the word says, God, Jesus said, and he proved it over and over and over and over and over. And so have you, and so have I. We've proved it over and over. If we believe it, we see it. You don't see it first and believe it. You believe it and then see it. So if you have a true and righteous belief, it produces three things. That belief itself causes three things to happen, to take place in your life and in your experience and in your being. All right. The first thing, when we believe, we have and express intention. All right. We believe. If we can't intend a thing, truly intend a thing, unless we truly believe a thing. All right? And we can say, well, I intend. You can say a lot of things, but you gotta believe it. You gotta believe are you seriously intending to do this? Are you seriously intending to get your 12 size body into a size 6? Well, maybe it's not gonna be a size 6 to a 5 to 12 to get in there. So yeah, I know I gotta make some adjustments, but I'm gonna get in that 6. Okay, that's my intention. So a true belief knows that I gotta get ready for it. I'm not ready for it now. I don't, I'm a 12 and I ain't squeezing at 6. But I know that I can do whatever it takes to get in at 6. I believe that. I can do it. I believe it. Another thing, there's three. That's intention is one. Another thing, belief will produce in you the behavior, the actions, the activity, the feeling that it will produce in you. If it will produce it would allow you or tune you in to being attentive, to being to focusing your attention on that wish or that desire, that belief that you have. You'll be able to focus your attention on it. You will attend to it. You won't, you won't be like I do with the coin on the ground and make a wish and throw it in the car, and I don't know what that wish was tomorrow, but I got a quarter. Okay, you know what your wishes are. You know what your beliefs are. Absolutely, without a doubt. You make the intention, and now you're attending to it. You're focusing your attention on it as you need to, and you're focusing that attention on it so that and how you're focusing that attention, that produces those feelings and emotions when you start focusing on it, when you start looking and thinking about that new job and feeling different as you're seeing yourself walk into your office or standing there, supervising and managing your team or your staff, or how it feels when you're driving to the airport to take that trip that you've been planning all summer, and it's now I can go. I'm actually in the midst of realizing, and you're seeing this and you're feeling it, and you're attending to it, focusing your mind on it. You dream about it, you think about it, you talk about it, you in the stores, and you're getting yourself prepared for it because you know and you truly believe that it's going to happen. All right, and that's it. Those are three things. You intend naturally without any frustration, any doubt, any hesitation. You intend, and without any doubt or any hesitation, you begin to be attentive to that desire, that want, that dream, that belief, and you start feeling it and start imagining yourself and focusing on it. And then sometimes, and it happens to all of us. We get, well, like, wow, I know I gotta make these sacrifices to do this, and sometimes, you know, our ego will come along and say, you know what, that chocolate cake over there, that you brought home from that party is still sitting in the refrigerator, and it'd be nice to kind of taste it. And then you have to be strong enough and determined enough to continue to see yourself in that size 6 dress and know that, hey, I can't partake on that cake, so I got to call and take it downstairs to my neighbor or give it to my grandson, let them eat it. So you start bypassing those temptations and bypassing ego's little mind trips that they try to play with you. You start stepping over those doubts, and you start not hearing and not dismissing the conversation that your mind and other folk might be talking and telling you how impossible it is. No, 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 no. Nothing is possible for me because I believe everything is possible for me. Nothing is impossible for me. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I believe I can. I intend to. I'm attentive to it. I feel it. I see it. I can taste it. I can tell you what I look like in that dress. Okay. So yeah, hold on to those three things, and know that you don't really have to even make yourself do it, because belief itself will cause you to to stir up your imagination, to stir up to focus your attention, to be attentive to it, to be determined, to be intentional, to be purposeful, to to manage yourself and your emotions and your appetites and your habits, to side to step over those obstacles rather than falling prey to them. Belief will help you do that. All right, belief will. Wishing will not help you do any of that. Wishing is just a wish that will spark, and if it don't get no kindling, it's gonna go. It's gonna fizzle out. It's gonna, just like you blowing out that candle, blowing that dandelion all over the place. That's what's happening with the wish. All right, just like that. So our beliefs make these acts that we need do to be prepared to make ourselves ready to receive. It's our belief that's the power. It's the belief that's the power that creates and manifests our wishes and our dreams and our desires. Not just a wish. It's got to have the kindling. And the belief is the kindling. Right? So to manifest your dreams, to manifest your wishes, you have to give them three things. All right? Belief, of course. If you don't have belief, none of these are going to work. But you have to give it your attention, intention, and you have to give it emotion. And with belief, once you believe, that that's those are the components of belief right there. Okay. All right. And that's the power behind your manifestation and your creativity. Good thing comes to those who believe. Better things come to those who are patient. And you're demonstrating that patience by through your attention and your focus and your emotions. you're tending to it. Your patience and patience. That's how patience work, right? And then the best things come when you don't give up, right? When you hold out till you get that job, when you hold out till you hold out until you get that in that dress, or you get that car, or you get that grade that you want, or you get that degree, whatever it is that you wish that spark starts, move it, graduate it, promote it to a belief. Make sure that you believe, and then it's a done deal. Manifestation. You're ready, and when the time is ripe, you'll have you will have what you believe. You'll have what you say because you believe what you say. Right? You'll have what you wish because you believe what you wish. Right? Right. Making a wish. There is a difference again. There's a difference between wishing a thing and being ready to receive it. No one, absolutely no one, is ready for a thing until he or she believes that they can have it. Right? You can start getting ready. Your belief will move you to it. Your belief will magnetize that wish to you. But if you don't believe it, none of that magic, none of that magnetism, none of that drawing to it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right? Making a wish, wishing upon a star, blowing out a dandelion or birthday candles, all of the other wishing rituals that we do. They're fun, they're beautiful, they're spark, but they have no power. None. They will not cause any of your dreams to come to a reality. It's the power, the genuine power, creative power behind any wish or it's belief. All right? That's the power. We have and do what we truly believe, not what we simply wish. All right? And finally, wish if you must. I said this the day. I said, wish if you must, conscious ones. But just know this: your power to create and manifest is in your belief and not your wish. All right? In life, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you believe for. All right? And you can work all day, and you can try all day, and you can do all day. But if you don't believe all day, then you just wasted a lot of time. All right? Don't waste your time. Build your belief, build your faith, build your confidence in what you wish for by believing for it. We believe it in, not wish it in. That's all I have for you tonight. And I hope, I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping it, but I'm also truly, truly believing that you know who, what, and whose you are. And you know that all the power that is, that belongs to your creator has been endowed to you. You can believe and you can have whatsoever you believe. I promise. Try it out. I think it was Neville Goddard that says, "You don't believe me? Try it for yourself. Try it for yourself." And if you do really say seriously, if you run into problems where this belief thing ain't working for me, first of all, if you're believing, you're gonna manifest. I promise you. I promise you. If you believe, you're gonna manifest. It's just how it is, right? You do it all day, every day. You manifest whether you intend to or not. You do it because that's who you are, right? So do it with intention, do it with a purpose, and graduate those wishes. Promote those wishes to a belief so that you can have what you desire, what you wish for. Make those dreams come true by believing. That's all I have for you tonight, and I certainly, certainly, certainly hope that you join me again next week. We want to. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to hopefully be something in your toolbox, in your creativity's toolbox. All right. Take care and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Manifest best. All right. Believe.